Now, I don't know who I'm going to offend with this one, and I really hope I don't, but I just want to bring this up because I think, I don't know. I just feel like maybe there could be a discussion here, and it doesn't have to be like a crazy one, in my opinion. But I will say, I saw this post, and it says to celebrate Pride Month, we're introducing Beast Boy as part of the LGBTQ community. Now, the bottom part's just funny. He says, I ain't fucking gay. Okay. All right. But basically, Cartoon Network had him come out as bi, an animated character come out as bi as part of a weird agenda to appease people, I guess. I mean, who knows their motives? These people are very clever and very deep, and it is very hard to root out how clever they are and how they're better than everyone else. But these companies, they know better. They're our masters, So all I have to say is like, does it never get tiring for anyone else? I mean, one of the things that I think of is that in Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power series, I just think of the baby orc and the orc family. And I think about these things and I get tired. I get tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. And it goes deeper. They do race swap, gender swap, this thing, that thing, and it's all in service of this big machine that they have to promote for some reason. And I get it. I'm a white dude. I'm older. And I think honestly my situation is kind of different though. Is there are people who are gay who are not like this. There's a lot of people who are gay that are not like this. There's only a small minority within that minority that just won't stop being icky for some reason. They won't stop pushing people's buttons for no reason. Now, the worst part about that is they think they're smarter than everyone else. And when you call them out on it and you say, "Hey, aren't you just doing this to piss people off?" They act so dumb. But if you look at how they talk online and the things that they say, where they go, "Aha, we got them. Our perfect plan." Like, they say this stuff, like, blatantly. You ever watched a movie with, like, a villain that's, like, talking about their master plan? It's the same thing. It is literally word for word. Like, hold on, let me regale you with my master plan. It is so smart. But anytime you call them out on it, they always act so dumb. They act so stupid. They're like, "What do you mean? Agenda? What's that?" Now, this doesn't bother me as much as I'm playing it up, because this is supposed to be an entertaining video as well as just a normal, like, video for people to watch. But at the same time, like, I'm in a weird position because I am a male who is in their 30s, who is not supposed to, and I live in a state where it's like, it is what it is. And I'm not supposed to like certain things. I'm not supposed to be approving of certain things. If I want to have an opinion, basically. Like if you're a white dude and you got a beard, you buy a truck. And if you don't do that, say, like me, you bought a hybrid. People will try to invalidate that. They'll say, well, you know, what the fuck does your opinion matter? Because you did this thing. Well, the issue on that is basically, I think that I like a lot of things that people wouldn't expect. I like musicals. That's always been a hot button topic. I like musicals. Me and my grandmother used to watch a lot of musicals. Okay, that's the reasoning. I still like them. But man, I don't know how many dicks I gotta suck before it's okay for someone like me to just watch a musical without anyone being like, huh? You know, and it's the same line of thinking on both sides, to be honest. It is a both sides issue. But just the maliciousness and the annoyance of ruining certain genres of entire stuff, certain movies, certain franchises, all in the sake of some weird ass plan, when part of what sucks for me personally is, you know, Disney is the one that people talk about the most. Netflix has started to do it, but Disney really does do it. But I feel like, again, I have an issue. I liked that Princess and the Frog. I lived in Louisiana for, I want to say, like a couple of years. I worked down there in Shreveport in the casinos. And personally, it didn't feel inauthentic. It's a fucked up place down there, by the way. It's totally its own place. If you've never been to Louisiana, it is like very, you know, because everyone says, oh, New York is New York. It's got an aura. So does that fucking place. So does Florida. So does Texas. So does California. But that one's more about, like, just being a fucking idiot most of the time. Even the ones that say that they're not, they're still paying how much a month to live there? Hey, you're a smart guy. You do what you gotta do, I guess. But here's the thing. I watched Teen Titans, and there was not a even slight hint that this dude was bi. Why not just make a new character and introduce them? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we just have our own? Like, why can't people have their own things? Like I said, the Princess and the Frog thing. That's its own thing. It didn't need to race swap anything. It's good how it is. I guess for me, I don't understand the reasoning because, I mean, I'll hit y'all with this one, and this is, I'm going to lose some people here. I thought Dallas Buyers Club was a good movie. I get that it's about a dude who has AIDS. I get that it has gay people. I get that it has, you know, people transitioning and all that stuff. The movie is still really good. But you notice how they didn't put a lot of weird, cringe, bad, stupid fucking shit in it? And they didn't need to switch it from what it was, because the thing that it was just itself. They didn't need to swap anything or change up anything. It's a really decent movie if you give it a shot, because I know that some of you are just automatically opposed to anything, okay, outside that thing. But let me hit you with this one. I'm going to lose a shitload of people with this one. Moulin Rouge was, in my opinion, one of the best musicals. Okay? Hot take, I know. But look up Moulin Rouge. All you need is love, and tell me who that is. Be honest with yourself. You watch Star Wars. You've seen it. You know who that is. And he has a beautiful singing voice. And I'm going to have to hit you with this too. All these actors that you worship have a job in acting. All of those kids that you bullied and all of those people that you don't like, they are them. Actors have to be silly a little bit to be actors. Because when you're putting on a show for people, there's just a certain dynamic. It's called drama. That's what it is. They're putting on a show. Now, the kinds of people in Hollywood in general represent the things that you don't like. And I think that's where it's weird. This stuff gets weird too, because I'm surprised that there's any straight people in Hollywood, to be honest. You got all these big action heroes that you worship because you see them on screen. You see Vin Diesel, right? And you see all these action hero dudes, even, look at the John Wick series. I'll bring up something recent that'll really connect with people. Look at the John Wick series and look at all the people being like, fuck yeah, John Wick. But Keanu Reeves is kind of a little dipshit. And he's an actor. Now he is actually pretty badass in real life, but the thing that you have to think about is, now, he's a director, writer, actor. Even though he seems like a little bit of a dipshit, he's got that little laid-back, lazy voice kind of dude. He still represents stuff that you don't like. Like if a dude says, I do karate back in the day. And people aren't honest, right? So I'm going to say this, and people won't be honest with themselves, but I'll say it. Okay? The kind of people that did karate you wouldn't have hung out with. But Keanu Reeves is one of those dudes. Go look up a lot of these actors and look what they looked like in high school. You would have fucking bullied them. So I think that some of this stuff isn't as simple as we think, where they just want to destroy things. I don't think it is that simple. Okay? I do think, on some level, the people that go and see the movie think it's really cool, but quite frankly, that the people that act in the movie are not your people. And why am I bringing this up? Because I think the discussion of this kind of thing happening just isn't talked about in that way, where we realize that, because it's not just political. And sometimes you are forced to one side. But a dude like me, there's like what is like a more manly musical? I almost said Repo the Genetic Opera, but like, no, I don't know. But you kind of get what I'm saying. Cats was terrible. I don't, if you like Cats, I'm sorry. It was fucking horrendous. They just butchered that shit. I couldn't fucking, Jesus. That's a story for another. We'll go there next time. But there's got to be like a bridge between understanding what people are doing, what their intentions are and stuff, but it does feel malicious. It does feel malicious. A lot of these writers keep using words like, I'm going to put my stamp on it. I'm going to make it mine. Like, fucking why? Just do the script. Take the book, make the script. Don't add dumb shit to it. It's some other person's work that you're copying. And, obviously sometimes you got to take a little bit of liberties, but this is, I think, why people are mad is it's well past liberties. It's pretty far past liberties, so to speak. If there's like a scene in a book that is just impossible to do, maybe you have to skip it in the movie or change it in some way that people won't like. That's not malicious. That's just being practical. But the stuff that we're seeing is basically just tearing down comfort, tearing down stuff that is established, tearing down stuff on purpose just to fuck with other people. And I think, I wish they'd be honest about it, though. Well, they are, right? In their communities. They post about it online and gloat about it. Like that Rachel Zegler bitch, I don't know how. If I was a company and I had her, oh my God, I would fire that bitch. And you know what? Just so we're clear, Megan Fox and Shia LaBeouf did this same shit. So let's be accountable on both fucking sides, because I know that people on that side of it like Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. And you know what they did with the Transformer shit? They went on tour, and their whole tour was supposed to promote the film. All they did is talk shit about the film the whole time. And this is basically what she did. She shat so hard on the film, this Rachel Zegler, on that Snow White. And boy, like, I don't know why these people can't be legally held liable or like not paid if they do dumb shit like this. It's like, if the actor of the movie comes out and just said, yeah, it's a flaming pile of shit, then you're not going to go see it. If they come out and do something just grossly, it's going to affect the profits of the movie, I think they should be held liable. Why not? They're doing it of their own free will, and they're doing it on purpose, and they're doing it to piss people off. Now, I get actors being drama queens, but I think it goes past that when you start to see like the preemptive media coverage and the well thought out framing of arguments and stuff to justify it. If I was in a movie, I think the last thing that I would do is try to get people to not see it. That wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense. But I think more importantly, this Cartoon Network thing, it's older. It's not new news. This isn't new news. It was new news to me because I don't follow fucking Cartoon Network on Twitter. My bad. But I think something more important, and I think this is for everybody who's watching, I made something. This is Beast Boy. That's Beast Boy. In honor of Pride Month, I have made a meme. You are welcome. Let me know how much you hate me in the comments. Or subscribe to confuse me.